Working on the fly thing is fine. I don't have to be so regimented or namely retentive. You are a part of the history of this year's event. You are a part of the history of 100,000 Poets for Change. You're proof of what really good poetry can do. It can make a difference in people's lives. Thank you very much for showing that to us today, Richard.
Thank you for inviting me.
And now we have our featured performer of the evening. Robert Priest is one of the few Canadians to have achieved bestseller status as both a songwriter and a poet. The fiery rock ballad, Song Instead of a Kiss, co-authored with rock diva Alana Miles, spent 2 weeks at the top of the Canadian charts and still receives airplay around the world. His book of poetry, Reading the Bible Backwards, rose to #2 on the Globe and Mail's poetry chart. Its sales exceeded only by those of Leonard Cohen. There's that name again. We mentioned Leonard Cohen a few times today. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Robert Priest.
Thank you very much. Very good to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I think this is maybe the third year for 100,000 Votes for Change.
No, we've been doing this since 2011, and first
Right, so the third year.
2012 at Steelworkers.
Okay, you did enough. Okay. Well, anyways, it's good to be here. So I've been writing a children's book all summer. It's the sequel to this book, Rose a Rose, which is a book of poems for children about inspirational people. And the new book is sort of for more like groups of people or ecologies, things like that. So just following an environmentalist, I'm starting with an environmental poem. This is a true story about Yellowstone Park, where they killed all the wolves. Not just in Yellowstone Park, almost all over the United States and Canada, they killed all the wolves because they were ignorant. Not the wolves, the killers. And after about 70 years, there was quite a lot of environmental degradation to Yellowstone Park. I'll start with that, where the wolves are gone, then I'm going to bring the wolves back and we'll see what happens. So this is called Where Are the Wolves? Well, where are the wolves of this place? Where are the wolves, black and gray? No wolf's been here for 70 years. They were killed, were driven away. But where are the willows, the seedling willows? The old willows age and fall. No new willows grow. When the shoots start to show, the elk and the deer eat them all. The elk and the deer who have no fear, they graze in the valley all day. They strip the ground bare with no wolves there, no wolves to scare them away. And where is the swamp, the wetland swamp where otter and muskrat play? There is no swamp. Beavers make swamps. From willow their lodges are made, and the willows are few, for the deer eat the shoots, the deer who are unafraid, who fear no wolf, for there are no wolves to drive them away. Where are the mice and the rabbits gone, the creatures who ran in the shade? The mice and the rabbits and the grass are gone, for the soil is washing away. The soil that was held by the roots of the willow and its shoots, the shoots that the deer people ate, the deer who have no fear, who multiply unafraid. There's no wolves here to scare off the deer, for the wolves were driven away. Where is the magpie, the raven and hawk? Where is the eagle, I say? The eagles, ravens, and hawks are gone with the mice that were their prey. The mice who lived in the grass that grew in soil, the soil that is washing away because there are no roots, for the deer and the elk eat the shoots, the deer who have no fear, who graze in the full light of day, from the valley to the riverside, with no wolf to scare them away. Where is the river, so straight and deep? It's shallow and crooked today. Oh, the soil grew thin and the banks caved in. Now the banks are washing away. The banks that were held by the roots of the willow that grew from shoots, the shoots that were eaten by deer who have no fear, for the wolves have been driven away. They haven't been here for 70 years, but I wish they'd come back today. So there's a middle part to the poem where somebody brings back wolves. They go to Alberta and they bring back one small pack of wolves to Yellowstone Park. And change happens very quickly. This is the poem about that, Return of the Wolves. When the wolves came back, fear came back. Fear came back to the deer, and the deer stopped grazing in the valley so low, so the shoots of the willows started to grow. And berries on bushes began to show. The berries brought the bears to the gorges to gorge, and the bears scared the deer from the valleys even more. The willows grew higher. Year by year, they grew their shoots and spread their roots, so the ground was gripped, and less of the rich soil slipped into the river to be washed away, so the banks held firm. They are firm today. So the river is deeper, and the otters play in the pools by the dams that the beavers made. For now that the willows are growing high, and the willow roots hold the riverside, the beavers build lodges. They build lodges again, and the swamp is restored to the sun and the rain. The birds are nesting once more in the trees. The soil brings the flowers, and the flowers bring bees. The bees bring the pollen. That's nature's way. It's a great cascade of predator and prey. Now, some nights, when the moon's full round, you hear arise an ancient sound over bear and insect, fish and fowl, an awesome, almost mystic howl. A lone wolf sings, or a whole pack. Ow! The wolf is back. That took so long to write, I can't tell you. So I'm into noetry as well. Noetry is the poetry of ideas. Every decade or so I propose a new idea for the improvement of the world. So this is an idea for how human beings might possibly be genetically re-engineered. What if there were a moral act orgasm? A new way to come because you stand up for a just cause. A way to come if you're whacked by a baton in a protest. A way to come wonderful if you're tear-gassed and handcuffed. What if there were dirty little booths on Yonge Street where you could furtively give huge amounts of coin to charity and have an orgasm that just foams your bones? It would be so erotic to be in Doctors Without Borders. If you were a pro bono lawyer against Monsanto, you'd hardly be able to walk for the orgasm. What if we found a gene splice to make us lust for peace in the streets like it was the love of our lives? What if only truth could get us hot and bothered? We should be re-engineered so that the only way to really get our rocks off is to end child poverty on Earth. This is about weed. It's called The Weed That Grows Wild. The weed that grows wild, that you can't stomp out. Green leaf, purple buds. The weed that gets you talking, thinking. Presence weed, fabulizing weed. Washington's weed that makes a great shirt. Weed you can't ignore, growing on the path, so aromatic. That weed you had once in Ireland, in Honolulu. Good writing weed. Mood indica. The blue-budded, pain-easing herb, its gray threads pulled in from burning embers. Coughing weed to exfoliate the lungs, to stop the spinning, to stop the vomiting that grows up everywhere, wind-born, tough-spirited, the flowers, flower of power, sticky on the fingers, community weed that binds the many in one smoke, one secret. Weed whose seed we eat for protein, that bees feed on. Skunk weed you smell on your clothes for days, gusts puffing up from the breast pocket. Weed so pretty you hate to break a bud. Strange prayer weed you hardly dare smoke, that frightens you, enlightens you. Earthweed in exile, paraquated, burned in heaps, weed that puts a man away for years. Sacred weed with will of air and fire, popping up everywhere like truth, like the Hydra, wanting to get into people's heads. Be thought weeds, poem weed, you keep in a box by the bed. Dark comedy marijuana, good music listening earliest that lets you be widened by all harmonies. Good sex sativa that makes your flesh a sponge to bliss, to friction, to fiction. Good tongue weed that heightens all tastes because it makes a mind out of your mouth. At long last weed, after a day's work. Lost flower top you still hunt for obsessively, even years later. A twin to the molecule of bliss. Touchstone weed that knits your life to life. The best streaming weed radiating from all fingers, all eyes. This outlaw of grace, these purple rays, these beams of smoke that toll the long green gongs of goddesses in us. If I didn't love the river, this is another one from the kids' book of poems. If I didn't love the river, how could I say I love you? If I didn't wish for the world to thrive, if I didn't care about poverty, that wouldn't be love. If I didn't dream of children well nourished, what would nourish my love? What would my longing for peace grow fat on? It wouldn't be love if I gave away my voice so others could add it to the mob. My love for you is all wound up in my love for the earth. It wouldn't be love if I didn't love creatures running free, if I didn't support the right of others to love. Are you sincere? Is that sincere clapping? Well, there's a little marching song here for you. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, rights, left, rights, left. We still got some rights left, right, left, right, left. No, I was talking about the rights left. Rights left? Yes, you know, the rights left to us by our ancestors. The rights left to our children and their children. I mean, we still have rights left to gain, not rights left to lose. We have rights left to fight for. What if we left right at the moment someone was trying to reduce the number of rights left? Pretty soon there'd be no rights left. Right left, right left, right left, right left, right vote! Well, you were very gracious and, well, never mind. Yes, that's bullshit, you know it. But you are, what would I say? You are absorbent. You're very absorbent. Some of you have been here for like 3 hours listening to poetry. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. That's noble. No, I mean, it could be great. Go gather up the love. Go gather up the love. I know now what we must do. It's in your eyes and my eyes. Go and gather it up, look by look, gaze by gaze, one flame in a hand, one holy flame, two flames gathered up. Gather up the love in our children. Gather it through slum and hovel, through mansion and factory. With great gentleness go, taking a spark here, a glow there, turning down none of it. Gather it up and free it, if even just in your own lips, through your own heart, by being strong, by going always beyond your limits. Gather it to saturation, long past your center, deeper than the full depth of you. Gather it up in beads, in blue flames, in fierce bonfires. Let there be a leap of love in the center of the earth, a flame higher than the heavens, a leap of our commitment, of our will, a leap of fire straight into the stars. It's migraine season, so I didn't want to leave that out. Migraines are part of the world, certainly part of my world. So here's a headache diary. The slow, stunning cotton Latin ones stuffing the veins, crammed behind the eyes. The occipital black bruise clotted into ribbons at the base of the skull, nailed through the nose. The grape in a vice, bulb against nerve one, zigzagging the vision, cracking the orb. Blood bag ballooning in the brainstem, puking visionary light-streaked headache, the taste of intestine, the taste of the grave, cold cadaver headache that 3 Advil won't stop, slow creeping 3-day smog spot, widening in the gray stuff like a wet wing of blood, shattering skull and skin alike. Jigsaw face headache in puking pieces, down on your knees to the god in the bottom of the bowl, headache like a broken bell in full toll, headache like a broken bell in full toll.